Merry Christmas, baby.
I'm gonna try to plan out the holiday / Christmas set that I'm doing, and hopefully we'll be launching in the next few days. I briefly sketched out the other day just ideas I had off the top of my mind, but I'm gonna properly lay it out and figure out exactly each nail will look like and which elements are gonna go on which nail. And then once I have this mapped out, I'll translate them to the actual set of nails. I did a couple of test nails the other day, and so I figured out the clay works really well for some things and the embow works well for others. Again, test nails are so crucial for me. I need them. Every time I think, oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and then I do a test nail, I think, that didn't work, we gotta reevaluate. I think they're gonna be really cute. So, map, make, photograph. I did not end up finishing this set yesterday, but I came pretty close, despite a couple breakdowns. The 3D stuff wasn't curing because I make my own, and I think I added too much pigment. So there's just a couple more nails I need to finish, some details, and then top coat, photograph them, get the products up on the website, post on social media that I'll be restocking the next couple days, and we'll be good to go. Busy day, but all fun work. I thought I'd show you what I'm using to create all of the 3D characters on here. UV clay. I do some of the structures that I really don't want to run at all, i.e. the tree, that's clay. Certain elements are made with essentially a combination of embow powder, really highly viscous top coat, and color mixed together. For example, this character with this combination of top coat, embow powder, and color. Same with Cookie. Mang is entirely made of that, and then other elements, the Santa hat, are made with clay. Oh, also zigzag gel. The white is zigzag gel, the body of the snowman. So it's really a combination, and I get questions all the time of like, how do you know what product to use when? It's really just a matter of trial and error for what works for different shapes, depending on how much hold you need for whatever you're trying to create. Well, I always come back to test nails and how important they are to me. Here are 2 test nails I did for this set, and like, look how bad. That's because the tree was initially made of this top gel combination, and it just did not have enough hold to it to get the shape that I wanted, and finally ended up with this guy. Hopefully that gives you a better sense of how I create these characters. It's kind of a combination of, oh look, you can see like this is the example of the 3D clay, or the UV clay, sorry, that I used for the tree. And essentially just like roll it and then create texture in it. These are the tools I use to make the snow. This is that snow powder I showed in my last vlog unboxing. I'm just obsessed with it. It's so hard to see or tell, but it's just got this really like natural look to it. And then to make gritty looking snow, a combination of this powder, which is called sweater powder. It's really just a texture powder. Mix it with white gel until I get this gritty texture, and then apply it. I use this zigzag gel on this nail here. And then lastly, I use my MPF brush and white painting gel to paint all the little snowflakes.
I am 3 minutes away from going live on my new restock. So what I'm about to do is update the inventory before it hits 11 o'clock. We'll see how we do here. See, what I'm just gonna do is go to the variant, bulk edit, so more actions. I'm going to edit the quantities, and this will allow me to edit all of the quantities of all 90 variants. I'm going to make 10 available. And before I hit save, I'm gonna do the same thing to my other product. I continually know there's gotta be a better way to do this. Never figured it out. So apply a quantity to all variants. I'm gonna also hit 10, apply to all, and then I'm gonna hit save on this one, pop back over to this one, apply to all, hit save. So they generally take about a minute to upload. It's currently now 10:59. For every set that's purchased, all of the quantities of all of the sets and all of the variants go down by 1. So any set that's purchased, every quantity drops by 1. So that's it. Let's see how many people are live. Currently have 5 live visitors. Now we wait and see how many orders come in. Oh, because all my inventory is restricted, I don't have to worry about like overselling, able to control how many I have because I only have so much time in my week and in my day. See the numbers going up. We now have 9 live visitors. I just saw my phone. I'm recording on my phone, someone placed an order. And I'm sure many people are thinking you only sell 10 sets, and I know, but some of these sets are really complicated. This one here should probably take me 3 hours a set to make, and so you have to imagine I have a 14-day processing time, so 5 of them times 3 hours, that's 15 hours for just this set alone. 30 hours on the course. Anyway, in the past I've sold many more, but it just kind of takes over my life and then it doesn't become fun for me anymore. I've learned over time that by reducing the number of sets I sell, I end up being able to explore I want to make or that interests me or techniques that I want to try, and when I make too many sets at a time, I don't have time for those other things. So do what works for you. Currently have 11 live visitors, 3 minutes, and the total sales have gone up to $492. That's crazy. I think this just goes to show that you don't need a lot of customers and you don't need a lot of followers in order to still turn a profit. I actually have to get going soon. Something I do want to mention is I recently added a rush order to my set. I was listening to a podcast recently, and one of the things they mentioned was look for areas where you don't have to necessarily add more labor, but you could technically upsell. Made me realize is that I could add rush orders to my website as an option. Like if someone, didn't think to order and they have something coming up and they really want their set quickly, I have a 14-day processing time, and there's no order in which I create my sets for them to have their sets be prioritized and made first. They get their sets sooner. So all it does is instead of making them all at random order, some are prioritized and they're shipped first. In doing that, I am able to increase profits on those specific sets and they're able to get their sets faster. I have to run to a physio appointment because my back is sore. But this was really fun to kind of take you along and seeing what this moment looks like. It's always kind of fun and always kind of stressful. I'm gonna run. I just got back from yoga. I forgot I booked the class. I was like, I'm gonna get so much done today. And then realized I booked a yoga class at 9 a.m. I need to restock a bunch of different things. Like I'm out of my lint-free wipes, buffers and stuff. I need to get 3 sets done, specifically of this Christmas set. It probably takes me 3 hours a set, but when I batch them, I can do them faster. So I'm hoping I can get the 3 sets done in about 8-ish hours.
I still stand by this being one of the best additions to my nail desk. It's just brilliant. Last thing to restock is nail tips. This is one of the reasons I love Après, is because now, and this wasn't always the case, but I can restock literally any shape that I'm out of without having to rebuy a new box, which is wonderful. So largely I'm out of almond, round, short, which are two of my best selling shapes. Stocks were low. While we're looking at nail tips, I thought it would be a good time to talk about a question I've been seeing a lot lately, which is, how do I come up with my standard sizes? The truthful answer is that when I first started, I went on to Etsy and Instagram and just saw what other people were doing and took those numbers and used them for my own. Same with clothing, like small, medium, and large. These numbers are kind of arbitrary and will often change between brands and different people and won't fit the same on different people. So what's most important to remember is no matter what brand of tip you're using, that you emphasize to your customer to measure their nails in millimeters so that no matter what, you can correspond the millimeter measurement to whatever tip size you have. The two base colors. One little trick I have, if you actually look at this set, every second nail is either beige or the milky white, but when I'm painting them, I do one stand all white, one stand all beige, and then mix them just because it's faster. I have a lot of habits that I've developed while making nails that I'm a little bit self-conscious about, because I know if I were to actually have gone to nail school, it would not be the technique they would have taught. You'll commonly see me backstroke on a nail like this, just because I find it easier. And I'm self-conscious about that for some reason, of like, that's not the proper technique. It doesn't really matter when you're making press-ons. The other thing I've learned is if I have too much paint on my brush, rather than putting it back in the bottle and I know I'm painting the next nail, I just like put it onto that nail. Because we're not painting on actual people and it's not going to slide around really. It just saves time from having to go back into the bottle. This just came in. I have been wanting to get a dust collector for a really long time, but I don't really have anywhere to put it. That's where this comes in. Just when you think you got your shit together. I just don't think there's any way. What are the chances? What are the chances? No! I thought I measured this. And I was so sure it was gonna fit. I think I showed in a previous clip me installing this and realizing that my dust collector was not gonna fit, which is the whole point of getting the drawer, the underdust drawer tray. I've just sat here staring for like an hour trying to figure out my options for how I can create more space between the bracket and the base of the tray. Cannot get over the concept of just being able to sit here and work and pull out the tray, use the e-file, go woo woo woo, like turn on the dust collector and then be able to push it back in and keep working and just go. How cool would that be?